Hey guys, T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review. And today we're going to be taking a look at Device Label Broad Blast, otherwise known as Blaster. And if you don't know about Device Label, they're basically functional Transformers. They had a Device Label Ravage, who was a USB stick, a Device Label Soundwave, who was a working MP3 player, Grimlock and Triptychon, who were computer mice, and Blaster, who was a USB hub, as you can see here. And he is no longer just a cassette player, he is a Toshiba laptop. And it's pretty convincing. It actually looks exactly like my laptop, even with like the little lip and stuff down here. The only part that's different, obviously, is the thickness for the USB hub portion. When you open it up inside, you got the full keyboard, you got the speakers just like the real Toshiba, the touchpad, so it's pretty detailed. On the screen is the Autobot logo. I know Repro Labels makes a sticker set that goes right across to actually give the keys the ASDF and everything. Yeah, and that's pretty much the laptop mode. There's really not much to go on there. You do have some nice click as you move this around. The only thing I don't like about it is on the bottom you end up having his chest and stuff, so it's not something I feel terribly comfortable putting down, because if it gets moved around, I worry that it's going to scratch this paint here, because I don't think this is plastic, I think it's just paint. But yeah, it is a working USB hub. And I guess that's cool if you need a USB hub. I haven't needed one of those since college, but I have one just in case I need it now, I suppose. That's really all I can say about his laptop mode. It looks like a laptop. I guess I can say that it is kind of an interesting concept to turn Blaster from a boombox to a a laptop, especially when you consider that, you know, you can store tons and tons and tons of music on your computer, so it's kind of a fitting change in alt mode, in my opinion. So that's it pretty much for the alt mode, the laptop mode. His transformation is ridiculously simple. It's not very complex at all. You basically break apart the keyboard right in half, and you can already see his legs are mostly done already. His feet here, there's a little like tab underneath here that you push in and rotate them on out. And now his legs are done. Let me adjust the tripod, and I did get a new tripod which has this really cool feature that I can turn it and actually raise it up, so that's pretty nice. On the back here, you're gonna separate the back of the or the top of the laptop, I guess it would be, and so it looks like this. Just fold those on down and out of the way. You can really do whatever you want with them. And you can see he's coming along. He's got these black panels. You can kind of grip here and pull them out. You have to hold the fist though while you do it. And pull it back like that and turn his fist upwards. Same thing for the other side. Twist it, and then finally you grip the sides, pop it open. This slides forward, flip it around, up, and then push it back. Close it on up. Now you've got Blaster. And here's where he kind of suffers a little bit, in my opinion, because he is a functional USB hub. You can see I'm having some problems keeping him standing, and that's because on his weakest part here, this knee joint. If you look at the back, you can see the wires for the USB hub. Now on this side, it's fine. It extends all the way, no problem. This side though, whenever I push it forward and then you let it go, it starts springing back. So it makes them a little bit more difficult to stand. He does have some really nice light piping though, as you can see. It's picking it up, a big yellow piece of light piping on the back. And yeah, there you have it. You have device label blaster in his robot mode. He does have decent articulation. You can get his arms around 180. He's got a pretty good swivel at the elbow, up and down, rotation of the fist. The legs are where you're going to be more limited, because you have to remember there's wires running through here. So you do have forward, back, up, down. You can curve the legs like this, but I wouldn't do anything too crazy with him just because of the wires. Now I myself kind of wanted to take the wires on out of Blaster, but I fear that would probably mess with his value. And there you go, can't get him to stand again because of that blasted real leg. Or that wired leg, I should say. That's the biggest complaint I have about this guy. The back kibble part here that's hanging off is a bit annoying, because you do end up just seeing he has the back of the laptop hanging off his back. But overall, it's not too bad. Come on, Blaster. I know you want to stay. Man, I'd like to do some comparisons and stuff, but I just can't get him to stay. Well, the one thing that I haven't tried, I don't have any Blaster's tapes from G1. I never had a G1 Blaster, but his top part is supposed to fit G1 tapes. So here's Frumble, and it fits in pretty perfect. So that's always a nice feature, and probably going to make me end up spending some more money so I can get some of his tapes. Come on, Blaster, stand, man. Alright, let me get him standing so you guys don't have to... Oh, there we go. Of course, just as I say it, he's going to stand. Alright, so now he's standing. So, the one thing that I guess disappoints me about this Blaster, besides his lack of ability to stand really well thanks to that wire in that leg, is unlike the device label Soundwave, he doesn't come with any of his weapons. And I would have liked to have seen him come with his G1 type gun. But fortunately, you have other people on the market that can fulfill the gaps of... Blaster, come on, man. Alright, so yeah, you still have people like Perfect Effect out there who are making, you know, their little guys to go with the cassette bots. And I know he never had a bird in G1. I think somewhere along the lines he did. But that's okay. I'm okay with the bird being his. And it works out good. I mean, you've given him his tapes now, modern reproductions of the tape, something that's not just a cassette tape. But the best part is with these guys, and in case you're wondering, well, I'll show you after. The best part about these guys, obviously, is that they're target masters, basically. Okay, so obvious jump cut there, but I was going to show you the transformation of the Perfect Effect guys, but I figure I'll save that either for another review or something else. I don't know. Mostly I was going to do it, and then it just kind of turned into rambling as I was struggling to get his head to fold down, as it's the first time this guy's been transformed. But like I said, Blaster doesn't come with any weaponry, so it made me more compelled to have the Perfect Effect guys. And if you're torn between the two, I really like Rosanna, but this guy just really pulls off the Target Master mode a lot better. And of course, when you use all their accessories, including their handgun, you can now give Blaster a nice blaster. And you know, it's effective. As far as I can see, there's no way to integrate the birds, which are like missile pods or swords, onto Blaster. I suppose you might be able to, if you're familiar with the birds, and I might just do a review on this later on down the road. But just out of curiosity's sake, you can take the pistol for your device, your Perfect Effect guys. It looks like it will fit on this peg on the bottom. So you could have him functioning as a missile launcher or something for Blaster. In fact, let's just for curiosity's sake. See, I do the review here, and now I get curious about things. So, let's take this bird, and we will change him back, if I can remember how appropriately. I think it's like this, and like this. Oops, gotta take these missile pods, which to me are kind of pointless. I don't think that they need them, other than to add something to the wing, I guess. But we take our birds, we collapse everything on in, close everything up, and let's see what happens. Alright, so now you've got this missile pod thing, or the sword, and like I already showed, you can fit one of these guys as handguns on here. So yeah, you can integrate the birds and make some kind of cool looking, you know, beam rifle or something like that for him. But the problem with doing something like that is Blaster himself on a good price is like around $40, and Razana or Ninja and King Bat cost about, I think it was 60 or 70, and if you want the ultimate set, if it's still available, it's $100 for Eject, Rewind, the Sun, and the Moon, and that's probably your best deal to get the $100, especially if you have the City Commander set, and it looks pretty cool with it, but it is expensive, which... Okay. Word to the wise, if you're getting a camera that uses cell phone battery type things, get the actual manufacturer's version versus whatever you can actually just find online. Make sure it's the manufacturer's, because stupid battery ran out again, which was supposedly fully charged, so a whole like 4 or 5 minutes of life is not that good. But fortunately, I do have my manufacturer's version completely charged. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, if you want to do something like this, it's going to cost you quite a bit of money to put together. So, would I recommend Blaster? Well, you can't really factor in the Perfect Effect guys if you want to say, is Blaster worthwhile? And I think he is. I hope I can figure out something to fix his foot here so he stands a little bit nicer. But other than that, he's a really great representation of Blaster that fits in perfect with your classics. You know, the integration that you can still use the G1 stuff with it is really nice. I like that you can use an old G1 tape. Probably end up having to buy a tape or two for a G1 Blaster just so I can have a legitimate tape inside. And he's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't like his lack of a weapon, but that's okay. So if you have a G1 Blaster, I think he'd be great, because I'm pretty sure he can hold his G1 weaponry, and you can utilize the G1 tapes, and then he fits in with your classics. If you want to go the Perfect Effect route, you can, but just be fully aware what you're buying when you get one of these guys, because on average they're costing like 30 to 40 for the figure, and here's a $4 Legends Bumblebee that is bigger. So just be aware of what you're buying if you want to go that route. But Blaster himself is a really nice representation of Blaster. Again, the only gripe is the lack of a gun. So, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I will see you next time.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, so I'm back. Before I go, I wanted to see why Blaster has a leg problem. And I took both legs apart, but I put the one back together. Essentially, the right leg, his left leg on your right is wired, so it has like one wire that extends down to the bottom, which is why it is a lot better of a wire. This one has this big loop in it, so if they had manufactured it so this was down here so it matched this leg, it would be a lot better, but it doesn't. And you have this tab here, and that's actually the part that, in combination with the wire, because it sits something like that in there, is what's actually functioning as the spring for Blaster. This square tab right here, because all it's doing when you take the two pieces and you put it together, it's being used to close off the back of the leg. I don't really have much of a way to show you. And it leaves a very narrow cable tray for Blaster's leg. So, we're going to take our Dremel. And let's turn it into that. And I think that should fix Blaster's leg problem. And I'm not going to make you watch me screw this back together, so I'll be right back. Alright, check it out, guys. His legs are no longer posed in a weird way. His front leg does not automatically spring back like that. So there you go. All you have to do is, and I'm going to have to move the camera, widen out that tray back there so the cable has more room to go through and into the ports. And like I said, it's not a problem on this leg just because it's a different type wire, but since you have that big loop in here, you need to give it some room to move around. And doing that is not going to mess with his transformation or anything. Shouldn't mess with his value really, because you actually just made it, work better how he should have been engineered. You can see this is the leg that was done. Folds right back up just as it should. And there you go. I mean, a fix for device label Blaster Broad Blast's leg, so it no longer does that spring back. So, alright guys, I'm out. See you.